वन्दे गुरुपदद्वन्द्वम् अवाङ्मनसगोचरम् रक्तशुक्लप्रभामिश्रम् अतर्क्यम् त्रैपुरम् अहः विशुद्धिज्ञानदेहाय त्रिवेदी दिव्यचक्षुषे श्रेयः प्राप्तिनिमित्ताय नमः सोमार्धधारिणे नमो यामिनीनाथरेखालङ्कृत कुन्तलाम् भवानीं भवसन्तापनिर्वापण सुधानदीम् I can't help it. There is some repair work going around in the next house. So I can't go and stop that. So you may have to bear with this noise. So today being the Ashadha Navaratri, um, we are drawing a conclusion, but I hope that we have uh, learnt a little through the grace of Devi about certain aspects which we might not have considered very deeply earlier, thinking about her. In today's uh, session, I want to cover three important aspects. Um, one, which I'll reserve to the end, is about Devi Kamakhya herself. And the second aspect is how do we bring Devi into our lives? That was something that was given to me by the organizers. So let me uh, try to do some justice on that. And the second, I wanted to speak about the Pithas, the Shakti Pithas. So I think bringing Devi into our life, uh, it happens naturally, right? In the Sanatana Dharma, we don't have to observe any special days. We don't have to observe anything. Yes, we have Parva. We have festivals. We don't call it as festivals. We call it as Parva. Okay. These Parvas are kind of a nimitta, no? It is a kind of an certain astronomical, certain seasonal settings, uh, which tries to amplify our prarthana. It's a kind of an amplification. So the pujas performed in the parva are recommended. They say it is like it works. One of the analogy given is it works like a Suryakanta mani. Now, what is a Suryakanta mani? It's a kind of an jewel, a gem rather. An easy equivalent today is a magnifying glass. The rays of the sun might not be in a position to burn a piece of cotton, but the same when it passes through a magnifying glass, it is able to do that. So these parva act like the magnifying glass or the Suryakanta mani. Therefore, on these days, which are marked with certain nimittas, whatever is done, whatever form of upasana which is done, it gives several fold results. So we might have even come across people talking or even quoting shlokas, wherein there is even a hierarchy, a taratamya. Okay. So the taratamya is with respect to desha and with respect to kala. For example, there is a comparison of places. So instead of sitting in your house, okay, if you sit under a particular tree and perform the japa gives tenfold result. Instead of that, if you sit and do the japa on the banks of Nadi, okay, it gives 100. If it is a Punya Nadi, okay, then there is a multiplication factor you can keep adding. Okay, so finally it says in a Siddhalaya or in a Goshta, which is a Kaushad. Okay, it is Koti Guna. Similarly, on the time also. Okay, that is why any japa or this thing performed on the on eclipses, the Grahana Kala, it is considered to be very efficacious. Okay, so the Desha and the Kala act as the magnifying or multiplying factor for giving the results. So it is only that much. Otherwise, I think experiencing the Shakti is something that we do it naturally as a part of our dharma, because we have been taught as a part of our growing up procedure to see Devi in different forms, okay, in things and people around us. For example, in our teacher, we see the manifestation of Devi Saraswati. Am I right? In paper or writing instrument, we see manifestation of Saraswati. So by accident, if you step on a piece of paper or step on a pen or a pencil, you feel that you have committed some kind of a blasphemous act. So you try to do whatever you have to, okay, do. So all this shows that we are seeing Devi in some form or other in people and objects around us. Something which is very foreign to the other forms of religious practices. The more we are drawn back to our older or the Sanatana fold, we will know that the life, our every breath, our every thought, every act of the nature, whether it is resistance or flowing with the this thing, is considered to be an act of giving. So we surrender and we try to see that as a part of our spiritual act. Okay, we don't try to escape life, but we try to awaken her in our life. We try to uh, see her presence in our life. And we do this in our work, okay, where as a creativity she flows as Saraswati. In relationship, okay, the cordial relationship that we try to maintain between people, the empathy that we try to maintain between the people, she is Sundari or Bhuneshwari. In speech, she is Vak. Even the rest, she is Nidra Devi. So every aspect of life, we try to see Devi. The best expression for this we come across in Devi Mahatmya. In the Panchamoadhyaya of Devi Mahatmya, all the devas who are tormented by the Shumbha and Nishumbha, they go to the Himalaya and they don't know to whom they are praying, but they remember, okay, that in the or during the Mahishavadha, Devi had promised that yada yada danavotha pida bhavishyati tada tada avatirya karishyam yari sankshayam. Okay, whenever you have any problem or issues created by the demons, I will come and save you or safeguard you. So they remembered and they just came to the Himalayas and they started praising. Okay. And in the process of that prarthana, that stuti, it starts with, okay, calling her as Vishnu Maya. Okay, so that is the first. So she is the Vishnu Maya. What is Vishnu Maya? Vishnu Maya, Vishnu is Vishnu, that which is Vyapaka, that which is all pervasive. So she is the all pervasive Maya, Maya Shakti. Okay. At the same time, immediately, the next thing, या देवी सर्वभूतेषु चेतनेत्यभिधीयते नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः. So the next thing is Chetana. Okay. Now there is a lot of uh, uh, thought which has gone into this. Okay. So it will start with this Chetana and it goes on as, Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Buddhi Rupena Samstha, Nidra Rupena Samstha, Kshudha Rupena Samstha, Chaya Rupena Samstha, Shakti Rupena Samstha. And this is something that you experience in our life, right? Buddhi, Nidra, Kshudha, hunger, okay, Chaya, the shade, Shakti, Trishna, thirst. So it just goes on. Finally, Indriyanam Adhishtatri Bhutanam Chakileshiya Bhutesha Satantasya Vyaptyai Devyai Namo Namaha. And it closes with Chiti Rupena Ya Kritsnam Etat Sthapya Etat Vyapya Sthitadam. So we started with Chetana iti abhidiyate and we close with Chiti Rupena Ya Kritsnam Etat Vyapya Sthita Jagat. Okay? So Chetana, Chiti. Right? Now, these are very profound usages. Even normal translations don't bring out the beauty of this or don't bring out the significance of it. For that, if we go to the Kashmir Shaivism, they will show you that there are four concepts. Chit, pure consciousness. Okay, Chit is pure consciousness. There are four levels you see. Pure consciousness, which is universal awareness. Chetana, individual contracted consciousness, which is the Purusha. Okay. Chiti, the mind, and Chaitya, the objects that are experienced through the mind. All the four are from the same root. All the four are from the same dhatu. So, Chiti, Chetana Padat Avarudha, okay, Chitta, and Chaitya. So, universal consciousness contracts itself into individual consciousness, further undergoing contraction from the mind, through which it receives objects. That is the sutra there. Okay. So, individual consciousness is Chetana. The instrument by which you are experiencing the world is Chiti. So, this entire manifestation of Devi that we are seeing in this stotra, okay. So, Vishnu Maya, it is because of the Maya you are getting contracted as an individual being. You are identifying yourself as individual, separate from the Shiva Chaitanya. Okay. And then you are experiencing the world, Buddhi, Shakti, Chaya, Shuddha, Krishna, etc., etc. Finally, it says, all this is because of the working of the mind. Okay. It is the mind which is playing all this, no, the games. Okay. So, Chiti Rupena, it is only the Chiti, the mind which is playing and it is identifying everything like this around me. Ya Kritsnam Vyapya Sthita Jagat. That is also Devi. So there is nothing other than Devi in and around us. The instrument of cognition, mind is also Devi. The objects that we are experiencing is Devi. The emotions we are experiencing is Devi. So, how else can any other dharma or any other form of worship portray the living relationship with Shakti better than this? This is how, through the stotras, these experiences were ingrained. No, they were meant to be reflected upon when we chant the stotras. It's, it is important, though the stotras and the mantras have inherent powers by themselves, nothing to take it away from them. But knowing the meaning fills us with a sense of reflective awareness. So, for that sake, we should try to understand and be focused at the time so that we are able to realize the perspective on by which the rishis were able to give us these mantras and the stories. Another point that I wanted to say before we move to the Peetha thing is, I've seen a few lectures, so I thought I will just make a passing remark also. Shakti is normally translated in English and explained as force. Okay, it is explained as force. So she is the force. Unfortunately, so many, so much of nuances is lost in such translations. Not only that, it tries to spread a kind of a misconception that the Shakti is some kind of pure force. No, it's like the force in some natural entities. Okay. So, what is the, what, how should we understand Shakti? It comes from the dhatu. The word Shakti is derived from the dhatu etymologically. Shak, which means to be able, to be capable of, to empower. Empower for what? Empower for acting, to act. So Shakti is no doubt power, but it is not just that physical brute power. It is that consciousness in movement. That is why we call everything as a manifestation of Shakti. Chit Shakti. Consciousness as Shakti. Ananda Shakti. See, these are the five inherent powers of Shiva. According to Tantra, Shiva is endowed with these five inherent powers. Chit, Ananda, Ichha, Jnana, Kriya. Okay, Chit, Ananda, Ichha, Jnana, Kriya. It is these five, okay, which are his inherent powers. So we call it as Chit Shakti, Ananda Shakti, Ichha Shakti, Jnana Shakti, Kriya Shakti. So when we use the word Shakti, okay, by understanding it only as a force or materially, is a kind of a very lowest expression. Yes, no doubt it is. But that is only a tip of an iceberg. Shakti is that infinite power, infinite capabilities, infinite potentials, okay, of consciousness, which can become, which can become pure love, which can become intelligence, which can become creativity, and it can also become anger. Okay, it can also become rage or fire, whatever is. So it is that inherence, that potency which is there. So when we say that someone worships Shakti, he is not worshipping force. He is worshipping that infinite potential, infinite possibilities, okay, which is there, okay, latent and hidden in a person. So when we speak of uh, Shakti around us, okay, so Shakti is that agency, that power to act, okay, the Kartrutva Shakti, okay, the agency, our capacity to choose, our capacity to act with awareness. This acting with awareness is very, very important. And that is why Sankalpa Purvaka Kriya. This is emphasized. What does it mean? Don't be reactive. We should always try to avoid reacting. So that is why if it is Sankalpa Purvaka, it means that you are already determining so many factors before you set out to act. So what happens? You are acting with full awareness. But at times, when we practice this, what is the benefit? See, every day we might face moments, okay, when we are tempted by our previous samskaras or the vasanas. Or no, what are they? They are nothing but patterns, right? They are patterns. You can be predicted by a very, very observant person. If a person is an observant and he has seen you for 2 or 3 days, he will know how you will react. Because that is how we are normally wired. We are wired to follow, okay, our old patterns, which we call as samskaras or vasanas. So when we cultivate uh, this thoughtful or the awareness-led action, we don't act automatically or we don't react automatically. Because by reacting automatically, what are we doing is we are actually deepening this pattern. We are deepening this samskara. The person, okay, who is trained or who is a sadhaka will try to bring in, okay, that in that moment, in that kshana, okay, a kind of a reflection, that Vimarshana Shakti. It is called as Vimarshana. So that Vimarshana Shakti, what she does is she will, this is called as an Hatapaka Krama in Tantra. Okay, Hatapaka Krama means like a sudden flare of flame coming and uh, burning everything and subsiding immediately. This Vimarshana Shakti, what it will do is it will try to completely gobble up the old pattern dictating your next set of action. So what happens is instead of reacting, we will respond. A sadhaka will respond. And we will respond without being repetitive. And this happens when we allow the Shakti to move through us rather than samskaras dictating us in our actions. And this is very important sadhana described in Vijnana Bhairava Tantra in order to reduce the karma mala. Because karma mala is nothing but it is increased by the repetitive pattern activity. So this is a kind of an Shakta upaya, okay, which tries to reduce, okay. This is also called as alangrasa, okay. This is total devouring by the flame of consciousness. So all that we can discuss later. Then we come to know about, let's try to know about the Peethas. So yesterday there was a question. I said I will try to handle it today. See, normally about the worshipping Devi, we can do it everywhere, but she is specifically manifest in certain places, which we call as Peethas. Okay, so there are certain terminologies particular or peculiar to certain, uh, you can say, uh, textual traditions, or you can say certain practice traditions. So within the Tantra Agama, the usage of the word Peetha, okay, is special. What is a Peetha? Peetha is a sacred geography which is empowered, okay, because of many factors. That factor could be the presence of a previously invoked energy, okay, or the presence of other sadhakas or other adept siddhas, okay, who try to make that particular place more vibrant, more receptive, and therefore more uh, magnifying in nature. They are called as Peethas. Now, when we speak of the Peethas of Devi, we normally come across 5 types of list. One is Chatushpitha, 4 Peethas. Then we come across Ashtadasha Peethas, 18 Peethas. Then the most popular uh, Panchashat Peetha or Eka Panchashat Peetha, 51 Peethas. Then we have 64 Peethas. Then we have 108 Peethas. You will see that some like Kamakhya, you will find in all the 5. Some are common, only 4 can be common in all the 5. Okay. But there will be a lot of overlap between the list of 18, 51, 64, and 108 also. Okay. So my purpose is not to go into reading the list for you, but trying to tell you that did you observe some pattern between 4, 18, 51, 64, and 108? If anyone wants to answer, either you can unmute and speak or you can type it out. I just give you 20 seconds to think.
Perfect squares.
Okay. Nothing geometric about it here.
Or is it triangle at Bindu at the center?
Oh, no.
Please, can you please repeat the question?
Do you observe any pattern in this 4, 18, 51, 64, 108?
Sir, these are all the multiplication of 9 only, right? 9 or
Okay.
18.
Oh, and the answer has nothing to do with mathematical possibilities.
These numbers keep coming again and again in the various like stotras. Like 4 is 18 again. Then 51, I'm not so sure, but 108, 64, these are numbers that we have.
Correct. They are very intricately related to vak or speech. These numbers 4, 18, 51, 64, and 108. And Peethas are the external manifestation of the Vak Shakti. Okay, so there is always a corresponding Vak to the Artha. That's exactly what Kalidasa also invokes. Vak Artha Viva Samprukto. Okay, we normally translation is word and the meaning. No, it is not simple word and the meaning. Okay, Vak is not just any word. Okay, Vak is much higher level of nada, okay, the divine conscious soundless sound, that is vak. Okay, so coming back to, so what is this 4? 4 is para pashyanti madhyama vaikhari. 4 levels at which the vak exists. Okay, para is the supreme consciousness, which is the substratum, so she is the parava. Pashyanti madhyama vaikhari. Pashyanti is the ideation. Madhyama is when you are giving, when we are giving actually more uh, uh, crystallization to this abstract thoughts in the form of mental language. Vaikari is the expressive way of communicating either through speech or through writing. So these are the fourfold expression of Vak. So normally 4 stands for that basic, okay, what to say, the basic or the basis of the classification of the Vak itself. That is why this Chatushpithas, okay, there are two lists of Chatushpithas. Huh? Okay, so in these Chatushpitha lists, okay, Vimala, so this is the first one. The Vimala, which is the Padakhanda, where the feet of Devi fell in the Sati episode. We might all have seen or known or read about that episode of Sati. Okay, so the Padakhanda is Devi Vimala, which is Jagannatha Puri. Then Tara Tarini is the Stanakhanda, okay, the middle region. The Yoni Khanda is Kamakhya, and the Dakshina Kalika in Calcutta, which is the place where the Angushta, Padangushta, okay, the toes. This is one set of Chatushpithas, but most popular Chatushpitha list, okay, is Kamagiri Pitha, Odhyanna Pitha, Jalandhara Pitha, and Purnagiri Pitha. Okay, so these are the Chatushpitha list. Even here in this Chatushpitha list, this Kamagiri is always Kamakhya. Okay, which is Purnagiri, which is, see, Jalandhara is okay. Jalandhara Pitha we know. But which is Purnagiri, which is Odhyanna, there is always a opinion there. Many say Odhyanna is actually the Kashmir, the Swat Valley in Kashmir, which is near Srinagar, this thing. Okay. Some say that the Odhyanna is the Kanchipura. Okay, but lot of evidences are point towards the Kashmir only, right? So there also only two are very, very decisive, which is the Kamagiri and the Jalandhar Pitha. Then comes the 18, Ashtadasha. What are the 18 in the parlance of the Vak? We know that the Shiva Swarupas are the vowels. Even in that in the vowels, the 6 vowels, the A, I, U, U. Okay, these 6 vowels actually play and give rise to A, I, O, O. The 4 intermediate vowels, L, L, R, R. Okay, they are called as Shanda. They are in the mantric prayogas, they are not used. So people who do some japas, they may be familiar what I am talking about. Okay, when you're doing the Nangan Karanyasa, okay, you will normally have the Bijakshara ending with the Dirgha. Okay, say for example, Am, Im, Om, Aim, Aum, Aha. You will not see the L, L, R, R anywhere used. Okay, so this A, I, U, U, these are considered to be the primary vowels. Even amongst the vowels, they are the primary vowels. A, I, O, O or diphthongs, which are formed by 2 primary vowels. Right. Okay. Now, these primary vowels, each vowel exists in 18 forms. Each vowel exists as 18 forms. Even according to the Paniniya Vyakarana Paddhati, they are 18 forms. Hrasva Dirgha Pluta. So, A will be Hrasva Dirgha Pluta. Short, long and elongated. Okay. And each of that will be Udatta, Anudatta, Swarita. The intonation. The Udatta, Anudatta, Swarita. And again, each of that will have twofold subdivision. Okay, Anunasika, Anunasika. All right. So we have 18 variant of A. So 18 is the maximum variations for the primary vowels. 18 is the maximum variations that a primary vowel undergoes. So these Ashtadasha Mahapithas are normally associated or called as the Ashtadasha Pithas of Devi Tripura. the primary vowel or the primary Shakti, okay, vowel is you take as Shiva, Shakti as one, okay. It's 18 possible manifestations. So, once again, it will start with Kamakhya, Chamundeshwari, Mahalakshmi, Kolhapur, and all those. So, there are 18 such temples. Then comes the 51. This is very easy for us to map. Total 51 letters. Okay, in the Sanskrit syllabary, there are total 51 letters. And the story of the satis, okay, the various anga falling in these places. You know, there is one of the most important nyasa which anyone who is given an upadesha into any mantra is taught is called as a matrika nyasa. That is a basic that you have to do. And in matrika nyasa, what you do is you place these 51 letters in different parts of the body. Okay? Im, rum, lum goes on. And each place where these limbs fell are denoted by that akshara. So there is something called Peetha in which the akshara, the limb in which the limb of sati which fell there, and the name of the place is invoked in a sadhaka's sharira. The 51 Shakti Pithas are invoked in our own sharira. And it is this as a cosmic sharira of sati, okay, which falls in the different places and forms these 51 Shakti Pithas. What is 64? I think I mentioned yesterday. 64 are the total number of 51 is the normal this thing, but there are certain special sounds. Okay, there are certain special sounds. If you calculate all those special sounds, they are 64. So 64 is the extent, okay, of possibilities of the sounds existing. 108 is nothing but in the Sahasrara till the Akula Sahasrara, that is the below the Mooladhara, there are two more chakras. Okay, the Vishuva chakra and the Adha Sahasrara chakra. They are two chakras below the Mooladhara. Okay, so right from this, okay, assuming that Sushumna, that central nadi of the Sharira, the letters, okay, the Matrika Aksharas are placed. And when you are doing a japa, I was telling you there is something called Aksha Japa, Akshamala. Akshamala is nothing but A to Ksha. Okay, normally we understand Akshamala to be that rosary, Spatika, this thing. That is okay, but Aksha is A to Ksha, using the Aksharas for doing the japa. So what they will do is they will not hold a physical rosary, but they will use these Aksharas and there is a specific positioning. Okay, simply you cannot just say and the mantra like that. Okay, there is a specific focus, okay, which is called as a dharana. There is a place wherein that mantra has to be positioned. So in that, what you do is you go once from top all the way up to the Adha Sahasrara, you come back, you are completing 50 letters. For Ksha, it is the Meru. Okay, anyone who has used the Japamala, you will know what is a Meru. Meru is the Guru Bija, okay, that middle or that extra bead, okay, on which you are not supposed to do any count. What you do when you reach the Meru, you will reverse the mala and you will go back to the counting. This is how the japa is performed using a Japamala. Okay, so there is no count for that. So Shakara, Sha, which is the 51, there is no japa there. You reverse it. So from Ha to A, you perform the japa once again. So what you are doing, A to Ha and Ha to A, 50 plus 50. Totally you have done 100. You have done totally 100. Then what you will do is, the entire vowel, a, I, u, till aha, you will chant once, okay, in the Sahasrara Sthana, and you will do one japa. Right? Then you will have this ka ka ga kam kham gam 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 in the Agnya, and you will do one more japa. Like this in the Shat Chakras. So, Kavarga, Chavarga, Tavarga, Tavarga, Pavarga, Yara Lava, Shasha Sahala. So, totally 8. The 8th, okay, is the Adha Sahasrara, which is below the Mooladhara. So, totally giving 108. This is Aksha. This is the japa called Akshamala japa. So, this 108 is how you use these Aksharas, okay, in your sadhana. They are the 108 Pithas. Okay. So, it has quite a few Pithas which is left out in the other list. Okay. We come across in this list of 108. So, one common Pitha which is there in all this list of Chatushpitha, both variants of Chatushpitha, Ashtadasha, Panchashad, okay, is Kamakhya. That is why it is called as the Adya Pitha. It is called as the Adya Pitha, the first Pitha. She is the Yoni. She is the source. And Ambubachi is a very, very special Utsava there. Today, we are trying to understand that Ambubachi also as a kind of an feminine liberation movement kind of thing. Okay. Um, it's okay. It's nice. But one thing, Ambubachi was a time when Devi was allowed to rest. Okay. There should not be any noise. Olden practices, they will not even wear slippers. They will not even wear slippers while walking. They will not cook in their houses. For 3 days, they will eat only fruits and other things. Even, I think even now, in some very traditional houses in Bengal, Assam and all, this practice is still there for those 3 days of the Ambubachi. So, when is this Ambubachi celebrated? When the Surya enters the Mithuna Rashi. When Surya enters the Mithuna Rashi, and that also in the first pada of the Ardra Nakshatra. The first pada of the Ardra Nakshatra, okay, when Surya enters the Mithuna Rashi, it is called as Ambubachi Yoga. That is the exact time at which Devi is considered to become Ritumati along with Bhuma Devi. Devi Kamakhya along with Bhuma Devi, she is considered to become Ritumati at that exact muhurta, at that exact yoga, which is called as the Ambubachi Yoga, which is Ambuvasi, okay, living within waters, being submerged in the waters. Now, in the olden days, it was practiced almost across India. This Ambubachi Utsava was practiced across India, but it's slightly different flavors, at least in the southern part. Even now in our Panchangas, we have something called Sarva Nadi Rajaswala, which will be for these 3 days. People will not go and take bath in the rivers for the 3 days. Okay, but it was a more structured this thing in the eastern region. So during these 3 days, all the sacred rivers, because Bhuma Devi, okay, the Bhuma Devi, all the sacred rivers and Adya Shakti herself become Ritumati. That is, they are in their menstrual phase. And being a tantra, this thing, it is not considered as a as a as a polluted or a period of pollution. It is considered to be a period of fertility, but withdrawing. Okay, that is why the complete rest was given. So we come across this in the textual references. In the Vamakeshwara Tantra, we have very clear indication on this thing. Ashadhe Pratame Devi Ambuvasi Dinatrayi. And what should we do at that time? Sangopa Nirukta Devi. She has to be covered. She has to be hidden. So not only in Kamakhya, in many other places, the Devi will be covered with cloths for these 3 days. Sangopa Nirukta Devi Bhavet Vastra Veshtane. You have to cover her with. So that is that Vastra which we receive as a prasada now in Kamakhya. So this is the Rakta Vastra. Okay, which is the power. We receive it as a prasada. Okay, Mahaprasada of Mahashakti. You know, there is another very special feature of this year's Ambubachi is, okay, we all know that the Ambubachi yoga occurred this year. Okay, the time was 2:20 in the afternoon. Okay, the time was the 2:20, which is the Madhyana Kala, or rather the Paranna Kala. Okay, the late afternoon. And according to the Kshetra, this is the Kamakhya Tantra. There is a Tantra by name Kamakhya Tantra. Okay, according to the Kshetra Tantra, Devi will manifest in the Peetha as one form for the entire year, depending on the Ambubachi Yoga. Okay, say for example, if the Ambubachi Yoga happens to be during the Brahma Muhurta, pre-dawn, okay, before sunrise, during the Brahma Muhurta, for the next 1 year, that is till the next Ambubachi, Ma Kamakhya will be manifested as Bhagavati Shodashi, which is Tripura Sundari. If the Ambubachi Yoga happens to be in the Pratah Kala, the morning, okay, post sunrise, then she will be as Bhuvaneshwari for that full year. If it happens in the Madhyana, exact mid-noon, then for the next whole year, she will be in the form of Chinnamasta Swarupa. She will be in the form of Chinnamasta. If it is Paranna, the late afternoon, as it happened this year, she will be Tripura Bhairavi. She will be Tripura Bhairavi. If it happens in the night, she will be Dakshina Kalika. And if it happens in Pararatri, midnight, okay, post 12, around that time, then she is Ugratara. So the time of Ambubachi Yoga determines the manifestation of Devi for the next year in the place. So what makes this special? Now I told you that it happened in the Paranna Kala, and Paranna Kala, she is Tripura Bhairavi. Now, Tripura Bhairavi is considered to be the original form of Mahakamakhya. How do we know? In the Kshetra Mahatmya, there is the Devi Purana. Okay, when it is glorifying Kamakhya, it says Srimat Tripura Bhairavyaha Kshetram Shri Yoni Mandalam. Srimat Tripura Bhairavyaha Kshetram Shri Yoni Mandalam. This entire Yoni Mandala, the entire Nilachala mountain, okay, that span, that length and breadth is also defined. How many dhanur, this thing, distance. That is called as the Yoni Mandala. Shrimat Tripura Bhairavyaha. That is the sacred field of Devi Tripura Bhairavi. So Tripura Bhairavi is, even I think yesterday I was mentioning the 3 forms in which Devi Kamakhya manifests is Mahalakshmi, Tripura Bhairavi, and as Prachanda Chanda. Okay, so this year she is manifesting herself in her, what we can say, shall I say original, or in her Swarupa Avastha as Tripura Bhairavi. So it is really a very auspicious, and it is really a very important no coincidence that it has happened this year. Let's hope. And I'm there are so many aspects about Kamakhya Kshetra. So there was a question yesterday as to the order and kind of thing. Okay. So see, normally whenever you visit any Mahakshetra, okay. So even kshetras are considered or classified according to their importance. Some kshetras are Mahakshetras. Places like Kamakhya, Kanchipura, they are all Mahakshetras. So one has to follow a certain krama, an order of visiting shrines and offering or uh, certain things to be done. For example, uh, the Kamakhya, you have to start with Heramba Ganapati Darshana and take an Anugya from Heramba Ganapati. Okay, all these places are not in the hill shrine. They are below. After that, you have to go to the Bhairava of Devi Kamakhya, which is uh, Kambaleshwara Bhairava. Okay, and this Kambaleshwara Bhairava is today known as Umananda. So you have to go and get permission there. Then you have to visit the Pandushila, and Pandushila's Sparshana has to be done with a proper mantra. And after that, you have to come to the base, the foothills of the Nilachala and pray to the Nilachala. And then you climb the Nilachala. And then you start visiting the various shrines. In various shrines, also, three things you have to remember. Okay. There is a Sparshana. Okay. And there is a Prarthana. And there is a Prashana. Three things have to be done. There is a specific mantra by which you touch the holy waters, because in all the 10 this thing there are holy waters. Okay, so you touch the sparshana, prarthana. There are specific mantras in each place where by which you do the prarthana, and you do the prashana. You have to sip the holy water, and while sipping the water also there are specific mantras. In sense, there are shlokas or prarthana thing which are there. Knowing all this, when we do and there are four kundas in which we have to do snana. Okay, there are four kundas in which we have to do snana. Doing all this gives us a complete benefit in the sense, complete experience, that no, that entire spiritual uh, uh, experience of visiting Mahakshetras. So doing it in a hurry and all those things, okay. But knowing and doing is always, more pleasurable. So um, the details are many. So we at our this thing, we do it as a seva to take people who are interested. Okay, we at Bharat Ke Vav, we do this as a seva for all the sadhakas and devotees who want to visit such kshetras, especially Kamakhya, Kanchipura also, okay, Chidambara, uh, Tiruvannamalai, and all these places, and try to give them a kind of an experience, okay, the proper religious experience. Okay, so um, I will ask Anirudh to share details in your group. You can, if you are interested, you can contact my friend who can give you more details about this. So coming to the this thing, this Kamakhya as a kshetra, okay, it is considered to be a place which gives mukti by mere chintanam. See, there is one shloka which is very popular in the Shiva Kshetras. Okay, Darshanat Abhrasadasi. Okay, uh, Jananat Kamalalaye. Kashyam tu Maranat Mukti. Smaranat Arunachale. This is one shloka which is recited. Darshanat Abhrasadasi. If you go and have the Darshana of Abhrasadas, which is Chidambara, okay, you will get Mukti. Jananat Kamalalaye. If you are born in Kamalalaya, which is uh, uh, Tiruvarur. Okay. You are assured mukti. Kashyam tu maranat muktihi. By giving up your life in Kashi, you are assured mukti. Smaranat Arunachale. By merely remembering, okay, Arunachala, which is Tirunnamalai, okay, the Arunadri, you are assured mukti. Similarly, Devi Kshetras also have one list. Darshanat Vindhyavasinyaha. By having the darshan of Vindhyavasini. Vindhyavasini is on the way from Kashi to Prayaga. Okay, so Darshanat Vindhyavasinyaha Jwalamukhyam tu Janmanat. Being born in Jwalamukhi, which is in Himachal Pradesh. Okay, Jwalamukhyam tu Janmanat. Mrityoho Gauri Mukhe Muktihi. Gauri Mukham is Kashi. So Mrityo Gauri Mukhe Muktihi, by giving up one's body in Gauri Mukha, which is Kashi, Kamarupasya Chintanat. By merely remembering about Kamarupa, we are assured mukti.